Coach, it's been a long time since you've been here at Giant Center, and you're on the cusp of the playoffs. That had a really playoff style feel to it. What did you think of overall the performance?
Well, if that, like you said, has a playoff style to feel, then our top line isn't good enough to play the playoffs. Terrible. Okay, they should be embarrassed, that performance. There's guys on the ice working their butts off, not as skilled as those, not as talented as them, and trying to win a hockey game. Like, that would have been a big point for us, and we know where we set. And our top three guys were junk.
Now, is that something you've mentioned before? You know, your top six, you've talked about bottom six. You know, was it something that just didn't even get in gear or get the message maybe after the first or second
I'm
period?
going to have to address that. I'm going to have a chat with them tomorrow because that's unacceptable. You want to play at the next level? If somebody was watching that, they would be like, that kid can't play. So hopefully they wake up after I have a little chat with them.
On Wednesday, you guys got some reinforcements from the Caps tonight.
Yeah.
You get Nesser back. I mean,
Yeah.
I know Louis only missed one game. I wanted to ask you about your D-line pairings when you've got three veterans like Corey Schooneman and Louis and Aaron Ness that you can pair with some of those
Yeah, that helps.
guys.
Obviously, that settles. It's good to see Nesser back in, getting his feet wet again. You know, obviously a little rusty after a while, but it was nice to see that veteran leadership back there, and it helps a lot. I think we got some. Obviously, Clay played outstanding again. Their goalie played well too, but you know, I thought Gucciardi had a solid game for us in that. So there's some good things out of it, but the bad thing is the playoffs started today, and that was the best I got from my top line, and we're in a lot of trouble.
Coach, as you said, Varlamov played a good game for them, but to be fair, this is to his NHL career, this is still a nearly 38-year-old goalie coming off of a very long time off. Do you think your guys made him move enough tonight to forced him to make those saves?
We talked about it before the game. Put pucks from everywhere. Shoot the pucks from everywhere. We had chances, opportunities in the slot, and we're looking to dish it. So, you know, we'll address it and we'll keep pounding it in their head. But I mean, he made some saves at the end there. You know, like, we tested him at times, but we could have tested him more.
Tomorrow's game now, to even get a home playoff game, becomes all the more important. How do you re-energize this locker room after such, you know, the late loss? How do you re-energize this group?
Yeah, well, that's the problem right now. Is I shouldn't have to go in there and energize these guys. They should be energized enough by themselves. You know, and enough with the young. I know they're young and that, but they gotta learn. Like, enough. This game's 72 tomorrow, and I shouldn't have to go in there with my pom-poms and cheer these guys on. They have to figure that out. And if they do, great. If they don't, then it's some of them might not have long careers.
And you talk about your frustration with your top group tonight. Do you think you're going to switch those lines up then? Do you think, is that going to mean Wyatt coming back in? Is, you know, will Sonny be ready for tomorrow afternoon? What's the idea there?
I'm not sure what Sonny's status is. The top line I'll have to think about maybe shuffle them, getting them away from each other and putting them with other players and you know, see what happens.
You're playing a Bridgeport team that you face, but they love to push the puck up the ice. They like to gash teams on the rush, and you prevent them from those. Do you like what you see clogging up the middle, clogging the neutrals?
Yeah, we did a good job at times. We were clogging up the middle, but the chances they had were, a lot of them were from our mistakes. Not getting pucks deep, sending rink-wide passes, lateral plays. You know, the ice was bad. Trying to tell them, like, keep it simple. You know, the ice is bad. It's bad for the other team too, but we just played into their hands at times. And when we did that, that's when they got their opportunities.
You've talked about you're better on the road, and because you play a road-style game, you've talked about versus on home, trying to be fancy. Do you feel like that's what you need, a simple game?
That's what we should play. Our game should be a simple hockey game because we don't have the skill a lot of other teams do. And it should be like that whether you're at home or on the road. They should play like that every game. They shouldn't try to change it. They shouldn't try to play like the 80 Edmonton Oilers. They should just play their style of hockey, and if you do that, which we tell them to do, they have an opportunity and a really good chance of winning hockey games. Good. All right.